blush. We cannot reproduce it here. It is fantastic, different beauty. And when they grow old, it is equally, it's like wax, people dried and cracked. Frightening, really, when you are young. But when you arrive at old age, it's just like the mountain looks blue from a distance. When you get there, it's earth. It's like that. Old age is like youth. It has its own excitement, its own beauties, its own grace.
So you love it?
Of course I love it. I would prefer youth.
Are you afraid of death?
Of course. Not as afraid as I used to be. And that is where whoever they are, they know what to do with you. When you were young, and by you I mean as I saw it, they make you so afraid of death that you have to live and mate and reproduce and so on. And then you find out when that is over, it was a false scare. It's not even scary at all. Except if you are sick or if you're hungry, that always is different. Otherwise, old age has its own charm, its own beauty.
But when you think of death, which might be next door, it is scary. Are you like one of your characters?
By the way, it is not that scary.
Meaning?
Death.
For a man who loves life.
Exactly.
It is scary,
when
isn't
you
it?
love life, what they do, whoever they are, is they put the right love in the right place so that the race continues, so that we continue and our children, like we are a continuation. We don't know what this continuation is about. But when you have done your share, you are relieved, you have done your duty. You're no more scared.
You think you've done your share?
I'm no more afraid to die, except I would like it a little later because I want my children not to miss me that much.
You think you've done your share?
My share of what? I had no share. I did what I wanted because I could just as well not have been born and the society would not have missed anything.
How about this Sebhat who is alive today?
The Sebhat who is alive today, he lives for himself because he's part of society. He will certainly contribute a bit. But as I say, even Shakespeare could have not existed and the English race would have continued.
And that's what you feel about yourself?
Yes. But I'm glad I lived.
Because you were able to...
Because I'm the only one who can live in this skin.
How were you inspired, shall we say, to write in Amharic and not, for example, in English?
Yes, that's a very interesting question. Like in any part of Africa, we are, even if Ethiopia was politically independent, culturally we were on the periphery of the British Empire. We read most of the books in English, you see? And like the other tribes in Africa, which if he wrote in his own language, he would be read by 10,000 at the most. So he has to write in French or in English.
To be able to be read by...
Yes. Here we thought we live in an urban society. Amharic is a language of the countryside. It can't express the life of the city.
That's what you decided?
That's, yes. So I started to write in English, but about Ethiopia. I used to type it. I remember it was 65 pages typed, I think 65. Then I came here and I read a book, Adefrus by Danyacho Worko. I didn't know who the man was.
You never met him?
No. I read it and then I read, my goodness, we can write in Amharic about life in this town, in this time. So I dropped writing in English and I started to write in Amharic, and that's how come Fever to Kusat and so on came to you. Thanks to Danyacho for me. This is rare. It's my luck, my star. Because that's a rare man. Man so angry with the whole world. And then he made an exception for me and he protected me. Okay. That's how lucky I am.
You were portrayed by Baalu Girma in the late 70s in his The Author. You gladly accepted to be the main character in his novel. How gladly did you accept that? The book was about Sebhat.
Yes, it's like this. Baalu is a very interesting person. He can be with yourself. He can be himself when he's with you. That was how it was with me. And he said, I want to write about a writer. But to write about myself is really, it's not, it doesn't work. So how about I take you as a model? I said, fine, because you are the best-selling author now. If you write about me, when my books come out, I will have been advertised. So it's perfect. So we agreed. So he asked me any number of questions. I answered as truthfully as I could, and he wrote his novel.
And were you happy about the character that was portrayed there in the book?
I accepted it. It was about 50-50, which was as it should be.
Can you tell me something about Amharic literature as it stands today?
Yes. I have read quite a few works by young people. It is fantastic. You would be surprised. It is like you can see in town how capitalism is sprouting all over the place, buildings, companies, and so on and so forth. It's like that. Because the time of the Derg, by doing its bloody revolution, also dropped off a lot of heavy load of 3,000 years of repetition, with all due respect. Because of Mengi's cleaning operation, young people could spring without the heavy 3,000 years. So they're writing now about this time, about this life. It is fantastic. I am really glad.
So are you?
And one of them is my daughter, if you don't mind.
Is she a writer?
Therefore, I am more glad. Therefore, I am a bit subjective. Take it into account.
Thank you very much, Ato Sebhat, for coming here to talk to me about your literary life. Thank you very much indeed.
My pleasure.
Hello there, dear viewers. This is our weekly program Close Up from the Ethiopian Radio and Television Agency, and I'm your host, Sebhat Gebregziabher. In this week's Close Up package, as usual,